Just want to say a couple of things about venues and my tours. And this isn't a complaint or a moanathon, it's just sort of a statement of realization. So I'm off to London now to do two sold out gigs in Bethnal Green. And it was originally one night, now it's two, and we're super loyal to this venue. It sells out every time. What we're struggling for next year, for Batshit Bonkers Britain 2025, which will be an all new show, is big theatres. So we're looking for theatres that are maybe 500 plus. I would say we can sell 1,000 seats. We can usually sell those back to back. So if we fill once, we'll happily go again. My purpose here is not to talk about myself or the tour, but really the venue angle. Because so many venues are too frightened to book Batshit Bonkers Britain, even though it's just a funny show. It's mostly poking fun at me. There's no religion per se. There's no politics per se. There's more of a commentary on life that involves a lot of laughter. And everyone leaves feeling better. But venues are too scared to book because they don't want the backlash. At the same time as venues can't afford to function because they don't have an income stream. And I mean this without disrespect, but when venues book right on acts, stuff from, I don't know, the sort of audience maybe that young people would go to, or someone maybe who is approved of, those audiences don't really spend money. That's not a criticism, it's just a statement of fact. The bars don't do very well, the theatres don't take much money, young people don't drink that much anymore, which I'm sure is to be applauded or whatever. But basically, the theatre doesn't make enough revenue in order to self-sustain. And what's happening is governments take over theatres, they have arts funding, blah, blah, blah. But that just increases a very kind of niche offering. What is permitted to be heard is approved of and allowed. We've had plenty of cases where a theatre says, yes, we sell it out, 500 seats sold, just like that, 2 days gone. And then they'll pull because of pressure. And what I wanted to say, I suppose, is to bands and others who we heard on the headline news the other day, bands complaining that they can't get local venues because the theatres don't exist anymore. And yet bands are often the ones who say, well, if you book so-and-so, we aren't coming to play there. Oh, well, we'll be part of the boycott. If you book her, we won't come and play. And what they're not seeing is that by having my show in and my audiences who have a lovely time, clear up after themselves, spend a record amount at a bar. One of my shows can easily get a theatre of about 500, 800 seats through the winter period. We can get people through a whole quarter because of the enthusiasm, the excitement we bring. And in Stamford, for example, we just sold out for next year, so we've added another date. The whole town does great. So the local hotels are excited that we're coming. The local hairdressers are all in on it. They come out on the streets and say hi when I'm there. The restaurants do great. We can rebirth a town. Not to exaggerate, it's exciting. And so what we're trying to do is bring this show to you, but also bring it to your theatre, keep the theatre going for a quarter. I can make sure the restaurants are full that night. You guys, by helping me, we can help people gather and feel better and everybody do better together. And what we're after is a theatre just to say we'll have the show. We can provide everything. We can provide testimonials from theatres. Obviously, we've got audience testimonials. I can guarantee that you guys will show up because you're so bloody marvellous. We can guarantee record bar take. We can guarantee we'll clear up after ourselves. We have our own tech team. We have our own marketing. It's the easiest yes in the world. And all I need back is someone with a spine. And you don't have to stand up for anything. You don't have to agree to anything. You don't have to fight for anything. You just have to say yes. You'll take the booking. And when you have some pushback from people who are often funded and organised and just go around harassing anyone, no intention of ever turning up themselves, all you have to say is, if you want to come, buy a ticket. And if you don't, don't. And as soon as you hit that line, we're good as gold. And I will say this as well, if you happen to be, you think everything I say is wrong, everything I do is morally reprehensible, you want me to be eviscerated from the face of the planet, I don't know how you feel, but whatever you feel, I'm saying to you, knowing all that, you can call me some names if you like as well, horse face, melted wheelie bin face, big nose Concord, you can accuse me of being Jewish, it doesn't really matter. I'll still say to you, once I'm off that stage, you're free to use it. And because I was on that stage, it'll still be there next quarter because we'll help keep it going. So you see what I'm saying? You see this weird thing that's not being acknowledged is that cancel culture actually leads to people not having those venues when they want to use them. And that's the bit that's so frustrating to me. And I will just say a plea at the end of this, if I may. I look forward to seeing you tonight, by the way, if you're coming to the show in Bethnal Green. But if you know a local theatre, please, if I could politely ask you not just to send me the name of it. What I need is people to go in, ask to speak to the theatre manager, grab an email address and say, would you have Batshit Bonkers Britain in 2025? Blackpool have got it, big theatres in Stamford have got it, plenty of others have taken it, but we need more. And I specifically would like to target the Empire Theatre in Skegness. That feels like my home, and currently they won't let me book there. So if you're in Skeggy and you can start some sort of if you could, excuse me please, if you can start to go and visit the Empire, obviously we're being super polite, super open, we're asking, I want to come and fill the Empire, and I will fill it for as many nights as we can fill it. I just need the manager there, who I have met, and I've gone in to shake his hand personally. I just need him to say yes. So if you can find me a theatre manager who'll say yes, we will back them all the way. Our audience will back them all the way. I can bring this show to more places, closer to you. And I'm trying to get us into theatres because the seats are comfy, they're all set up, and it's theatres that we really need to sustain as we go forwards into what will be more difficult years ahead. So just to explain, that's where I'm coming from. This is what I'm trying to do. This is my mission. It's not just, oh, come and hear me. I want these theatres to be there in a year's time. And I know that with your help, I can make this happen. If you can find us a theatre, and it's usually a strong woman actually that is the one that gets it, then it's landlord@katiesarms.com. You'll get Lovely Mark. Lovely Mark will jump on a phone with the woman or man who's willing to have us, and I will promise to be in a town near you in 2025. Thank you for listening, and also excuse me again.